We are joined for the very first time by Representative, am I saying this right? Eddie Bernice Johnson, Democrat of the great state of Texas. Good morning, Congresswoman.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for taking time for us.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
Well, now, first of all, thoughts and prayers go out. I know parts of your state have been hit pretty hard as well, correct?
Yes.
Now, did you hear Eric Cantor talk about that there can't be any aid for these areas until we make cuts elsewhere? I thought that was a joke, but he's serious?
Well, he might be serious, but that just gives you an idea of how callous they are, because, we don't pick these places for these natural disasters to happen, and trying to find a way to cut other spending in order to assist is just unconscionable. For example, they have recommended that we take a lot of money out of upgrading of cars to take out some of the green gas. Well, that's what's causing a lot of the weather changes. It's like taking the money that would prevent this from that area in order to take care of what's happened is like a vicious cycle.
Right.
So it's no thought process going into what they're proposing.
Well, Congresswoman, if I can go out on a limb and say I think it's uniquely un-American for that, we help each other when we're in need. And the fact that, first of all, they're playing, taking the debt ceiling hostage. I mean, they're willing to sort of, negotiate with that. And now really literally saying we're going to make the people of your state, Missouri, wait while we do budget cuts somewhere else. I mean, it really is unconscionable.
It doesn't make sense at all. It's the same process they've used for every other cut. They're cutting all of the needs and ignoring where we could have some balance. We could have some balance if we relieved a lot of the loopholes, the tax loopholes for our gas companies and a lot of subsidies, or even allowed to expire as had been intended the tax breaks for the richest. But no, they want to give all the rich people, the very rich people, the breaks while we balance the budget on the backs of the poor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's exactly right. My friend Hal here was saying earlier, I mean, boy, if we just cut subsidies to the oil companies,
They'd pay it for it 5 times over. It would literally, the money is there. It would pay for this cleanup, the entire cleanup for both areas, for, that are hit.
I mean, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Congresswoman.
Well, that's exactly right. It's stunning to see how this insensitivity has just practically taken over, especially in the House of Representatives.
And Congresswoman, I think that, with I'm sure the New York 26 race, which has been, I'm from there, and that's been a red area since the 1800s, just went to Democrat Kathy Hochul. I mean, I think it is certainly a sign the tide is turning, that people do not like these Republican priorities, like destroying Medicare, to give rich people more tax breaks.
Well, I think that if people begin to observe what is being proposed, that we'll see more of that. We're on the wrong course for this country. And no matter how we try to hold this line, they have the majority, a clear majority in the House. As a matter of fact, they're even holding the more sensible centrist Republicans hostage, including the Speaker. Now, I don't believe that many of them really know the impact of what they're pushing, because it's clear to me that this impact would not only affect them personally, but their families as well. These are not rich people that came in with the assistance of the Tea Party.
Yep.
Yep. So they really are hurting their own constituents and themselves.
Yep. No, that's exactly right. But I think, like I say, do you think that the New York race is a barometer that the tide is turning on all this?
I hope that is right. That's exactly the way we see it at this point, and I think that they might have the message, at least I hope they get the message, that to try to balance the budget on the backs of our seniors is not the way to go.
Yep.
That's exactly what they've done in the House to send it to the Senate, and I hope the Senate now gets the message not to continue this process.
Yep, absolutely. Representative, thanks so much for taking time for us. Keep fighting the good fight, and we hope to have you on again soon.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Oh, she's very nice.
Yeah, she's lovely.